Hello. All right, I got a great question in the Half Size Me community for a webinar, and I wanted to record a video because I think a lot of you might have a similar question. The question was, if I'm truly in a plateau, I'm doing all the things, habits are good, tracking's good, and I go up to maintenance calories from a plateau, won't I inevitably gain weight? Now, I get why somebody would ask this, because it would seem as though your new calories or the calories you're eating at are maintaining your current weight. But there's a very important factor that every human being needs to think about. Your metabolism is forever changing. It is not a fixed point. Everyone wants to kind of believe it is or feel it is. They kind of want these yes, no, definitive answers. But the problem is your metabolism adjusts. If you eat more, it revs up your metabolism. It will actually, I've seen many times people go from this exact scenario. They're in a plateau. They've actually been in a plateau for 6 weeks. No change in weight, tracking consistently, weighing and measuring food, doing consistent exercise. They're literally in a stalemate with their weight change. They go up to maintenance. They get this really funny whoosh effect on the scale and their weight's trending down and they're like, Heather, how is that possible? It's a metabolism thing. The longer you eat at a lower calorie goal, your body learns to be super resourceful with all of its, all it does, breathing, heartbeat, physical activity, all of that stuff. So your metabolism can be suppressed and it can be revved back up. It is a constant changing variable in this weight loss equation. So the reason I bring this up is because if I'm coaching a client and she literally was in this place, she's not seen any weight loss for about 6 weeks. She's super regimented, tracking her calories. She's weighing and measuring all her food because those two factors in of themselves usually break somebody out of a plateau. Then what I would say to her is, hey, let's try going up to maintenance calories for a week or two, bring you back down. It usually helps get them unstuck. But to this person's question, won't I gain weight? So let's go on that side. Let's just say this person has lost 10% of their body weight, which usually, not always, usually that can be a point at which you might need to start to think about, could my maintenance calories have dropped a little bit? Could my deficit not be as big of a deficit? So if you started at 240 pounds and you're down 24, you might notice some changes. And that might be a point at which you might want to reconsider that. But if you haven't lost a substantial amount of weight, or if you don't feel that that's you right now, if you're afraid the weight is going to shoot up, it doesn't work that way. And I've done plenty of videos on this. If you want to go back, I have different playlists, but specifically when you switch to maintenance, at most you're going to gain back a couple pounds. And that's going to be no matter if you're doing it from a plateau, if you're doing it because you're actually transferring into maintenance long term, or if you're just taking a maintenance break or something to that effect. So you're going to see a couple pound weight toggle up on the scale. But what you're looking for when you're in maintenance to know if you've overshot your calorie target is a consistent slow creep up in your weight. So if you're doing your happy scale or something else that runs your weekly weight average, you would start to see, oh, this week I was 151.2, and this week I'm 151.5, and the next week I'm 151.8. And what you're seeing in that situation is somebody who is a little bit over their maintenance calories. They're gently just a hair over. They probably could drop it by 200-ish calories and they would probably be fine. So that would be how the weight gain would look. It wouldn't be you gaining 5 or 10 pounds overnight. That's probably somebody who's not actually working on maintaining. That's somebody who's just eating whatever they want, right? So the short answer to the question, going from a plateau to maintenance, will I gain weight? Probably not, because you are going to be hopefully you're going to be hopefully revving your metabolism back up. Remember, metabolism can be adjustable. It's not a fixed point. But even if it were to increase, you're going to have that initial water gain that we talked about, probably 2 to 3 pounds. And then in theory, you should flatline if that's truly maintenance. And then if you're seeing those incremental changes, the point this, the point that, things of that nature, then yes, you might be over your maintenance calories a hair. And that tells you, oh, interesting. Okay, so maybe I was in a plateau because I was at that new lower calorie target Heather was mentioning, and I might need to go back and readjust everything now, right? So there's not an absolute answer to this question. I wish there was. It depends, and everything with your body is about your biofeedback at the end of the day. People constantly want me to tell them this is the amount of calories you should eat. Eat it. Track your weight, see what happens. I mean, it really is. It's you put input into the vessel, you then see what the vessel does. From there, you've got information. Where most people struggle with this is, one, the patience to do it, two, reading the data correctly. People get really bunched up because they don't really understand maybe how to read the data on it and understand what's happening. But ultimately, those are the two reasons people struggle with this. It's not because they're not intelligent enough to figure it out. It's just that the patience and the willingness to look at the data through a less judgy eye and more factual, that seems to be the struggle point. So I hope this helps. I hope this enlightens everybody just a little bit on some ideas that might be factoring into a plateau switching to maintenance. I am here to help. Please list questions below, like and subscribe, and share these videos with other people, because I know so many people struggle with these issues, and I'm here to help as much as I can. You guys have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.